So we are touring the region this week, doing our monthly checkup with our mayors, and I'm going to chat with Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati. And I had this whole intro because I thought you were going to be on Skype again and talking about how you just like the lighting in your office better than in studio here. But then look who shows up, sitting on the couch. Mayor Diodati, great to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me, Timmy.
Let's get to it, because you were doing the media rounds last week about asylum seekers.
I was.
In Niagara Falls. They're in hotel rooms now. What are you nervous about when it comes to them?
Well, there's a few things. Number one, some of our local homeless people get placed into different hotels during the wintertime by public health. Some of them are getting eviction notices now to make room for the asylum seekers. That's got me a little nervous. Our food bank and our soup kitchens are getting overwhelmed. They're up 85%. So when I spoke with Minister Fraser from the federal government from IRCC, I expressed to him, listen, number one, give us a seat at the table so we can be a part of the discussion, part of the solution. Second thing, we need some money to offset the Ontario Works and the soup kitchen and some of the challenges we're having locally. And number three, let's see the plan. I mean, I know when President Biden visits later this month, that's when they're going to talk about the specifics. And I know this is a top-down decision, but Roxham Road is a legal loophole where people jump the queue ahead of everyone else that's in line at the proper crossings. So we're concerned about that. And the other thing is, what's the long-term plan? So that's why I asked for that third thing. What's the plan, or what are the plans? I know it's evolving, moving target, but let's have some discussion so that we can be part of the solution, because this isn't going away and it's not shrinking. It's going to get bigger. So we're playing a role because we have all these hotel rooms in Niagara Falls, but the tourists are coming back. Victoria Day weekend to Labor Day is when 80% of our 14 million visitors arrive. We're going to have some supply issues, I think, if we don't address it with a plan.
And this is the true first summer without any of those restrictions and everything, so that this summer is so important to the city.
And that's a great point. We had 3 years of devastation because of COVID. Last summer, domestic tourism resumed. Now international was about half of where it should be. Now that the ArriveCan app is gone at the borders, we're expecting this to be our big comeback year. Fingers crossed.
Okay, you honored the year anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine.
Yes, we did. We did that right at the brink of the falls, and ironically, Tim, that was the exact place that I hosted President Zelensky and his wife Olena 3.5 years ago, before all the war started. So we came together with all of our local Ukrainians and showed solidarity and said some prayers, and fingers crossed that we can get past this this crazy war.
Potholes is a thing that's, oh, actually, quickly, there's the picture right there. So that was 3 years ago?
That was 3.5 years ago. There's the late Sandy Bellows, former chair of the parks, and myself, along with Vladimir and Olena Zelensky, and it was a real honor to have them. We told some funny stories. As some may know or may not know, I've got a little bit of Ukrainian and Polish heritage in addition to my Italian, so I'm a bit of a mix.
Okay. Before we get into your Irish name, I want to talk potholes, because that's a big one, obviously, for any city in Canada. But what are you guys doing?
So on our website, this is great, and this is what we're asking, Tim. We're asking the residents to be the eyes and the ears. When you see a pothole, instead of just being upset about it or swerving around it, report it. All you need to do is you can use your cell phone, or you can jump on the city's website, niagarafalls.ca, give us the street, the closest intersection, if it's safe enough to take a picture, and that'll get put into the queue, and it'll get addressed within 48 to 72 hours.
Happening now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Okay. Oh,
help me.
Is there big enough for you to actually fall into?
Well, that one I could have fished in. There's been a couple of big ones, but help us, because this is the time of the year. The water seeps into the cracks, it freezes, it expands, and it pops these potholes all over the place. And in winter, we can only use cold patch because the asphalt plants haven't opened up yet. But help us, and we can still fix them up for the winter.
You have a fancy new concert venue, don't you?
We do. We have the OLG stage, which is part of the Fallsview Casino. And Tim, I know you were supposed to be there, but you had something more important to be. Billy Joel. And it was really cool. Billy Joel announced, I didn't know this, that his mom and dad had their honeymoon in Niagara Falls a number of years ago. This theater, this stage, is supposed to be the finest in North America. It's got sawtooth seating and offset chairs where nobody in front of you blocks your view. Everybody's got a great sight line. The sound is amazing. It's supposed to be as exciting for the performer as it is for the spectator. And as well, no seat is more than 150 feet from the stage. And some of the acts now, Rod Stewart, Kevin Hart, Santana, the list is going on and on. Check out all the shows. Get to Niagara Falls, bring your wallet and have some fun and spend some money.
Okay. Running out of time. What's this Irish sing-along?
So,
what is your Irish name, by the way, when you go to this thing?
Seamus Diodati. And if you got the picture, I've got the green shirt, the green pocket square, and at Doc McGilligan's on Lundy's Lane in the Best Western Cairncroft. And there you see, show up with your instrument. If it's a harmonica, a flute, if it's a drums, guitar, banjo, show up there and you play. And I arrived, they were playing Leaving on a Jet Plane. They had all the music going, everybody's singing, the place is full, everybody's happy and smiling, and you just join in. I had one lady say to me, a senior, she said, you know, where else can I go? I'm a widow. Where else can I go where I can feel like I'm with family and have a good time like this?
What are you doing? Are you singing? Are you playing?
Well,
what are you
that
doing?
day, I do play guitar, but that day I was just taking video and taking pictures.
Right.
But I'd love to go back. It's so much fun. Every Sunday from 1:30 till 4:30, and that started here in Hamilton at a downtown pub.
We had 5.5 minutes and we're still over.
Well, it's me.
As it always is.
Verbal
Okay, so
diarrhea.
we'll see you back in studio, what, December?
Oh, you know, you don't care.
We care.
You've changed, Tim.
You've changed. Oh, good seeing you. Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati. We'll be back more Morning Live on your Tuesday.